Okay, so let's look at some stereochemistry problems. I'll start with the simplest one. Okay, so first, which of the following molecules are chirals? So the first one is 1,3-dichlorobutane. So draw the structure out. Butane, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 chloro, and then 3 chloro. Okay, and so the first carbon has 2 hydrogens, not chiral, 2 hydrogens, not chiral for the second one. The third one has this whole group, which is different, and a methyl group, a chlorine, and a hydrogen. So yes, this one is chiral. And then the last carbon is not chiral. Let's look at the next one. And let's see, 1,5-dichloropentane. So pentane, then 5 carbons, and then 1 chloro and 5 chloro. And this one has no chiral centers because the first carbon has 2 hydrogens, the next one has 2 hydrogens, the next one has 2, and then 2, and then 2. Okay, so no chiral centers. Okay, in this one, let's look at another one. 3-methyl-hexane, so 6 carbons now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So we have a methyl group over here. And so I'll start looking at the carbon which has the methyl group, and yes, that has a chiral center. So mark that with a star. Okay, and then let's look at another one. This is 2-bromo-bicyclo-1,1,0-butane. Okay, so it's a bicyclic compound, and to have 2 the bridgehead carbons, and then they're joined by 1 carbon, and then 0 carbons, and on the second carbon there is a bromo. So this is the carbon that can be chiral, but because these 2 have 1 hydrogen each, there is symmetry in the molecules. So again, no chiral center for this one as well. Okay, so when you look at chiral centers, just look for groups that actually have 4 different groups attached to it. Now let's look at assigning priorities. And see which one has the highest, which one has the lowest. Okay, and so the first one is where we are comparing chlorine with hydroxy, with thio, and hydrogen. Okay, and so hydrogen definitely the lowest priority, and then chlorine is going to be the highest priority. Between the OH and the SH, you have to look at oxygen, and you have to look at sulfur. Sulfur has a higher atomic weight, so therefore our priority listing is Cl over SH over OH, and then hydrogen is the lowest. Okay, so that's one. And then let's do another one where we have an isopropyl group, CH3 2, and then we have a T-butyl group, CCH3 3. We have a hydrogen, and then we have a double bond. Okay, like that. So again, now this should be, hydrogen should be the lowest because hydrogen has the lowest atomic weight. For all the other ones, we will have to expand them because they all have carbon, carbon, and carbon, okay, on them. So we have to expand this one out. And so carbon with hydrogen, and we're going 1 atom at a time. So carbon with which is attached to 2 carbons, and carbon here that is attached to 3 carbons, and then the last one where we have carbon and hydrogen, and then carbon, and then remember, because this is carbon, I have to attach a carbon right here. So looking at these 3 groups now, I know that my T-butyl group is going to be the highest priority because that has the 3 carbons attached to it over here. So which means that now I'm left to decide between the isopropyl group and the double bond group. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go to the next level, okay, which means look at the next atom over. So now for the next atom over, I have a hydrogen, and a hydrogen, okay, and the other carbon is still there. I'm not looking at it, okay, so I'm focusing on this carbon and then looking at this carbon here. Now I have the two hydrogens, okay, on it, which were there from before, and then I also have a carbon that I got because it's attached to this one, so that carbon comes down here also, okay. And so now here I have H, 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 and here I have H, H, and C. So this group gets a higher priority. So then my priority listing is the T-butyl group, okay, which is the CCH3 higher than the double bond, and which is higher than the isopropyl CH3 2, which is higher than the hydrogen. So that's my priority listing, and that was my workout for question number B, okay, in this one. So that's how you assign priorities, okay, and hopefully it will all work out.